Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you the 5 colors that you need to paint any skin color that you want. And those 5 colors are going to be right here. So the first color that you're going to need is red. Then you're going to need burnt sienna. You're going to need burnt umber, yellow ochre, and you don't really need French ultramarine, but that's another point that I'm going to show you. But the last color that you're gonna need is titanium white. And really you can get any single skin color that you want with this. And I learned this while I was in art class, and I was actually really surprised that I was wasting money on extra paints that I don't really need. And yeah, so let's just get started. I guess we're gonna go from darkest to lightest. Alright, and the reason why I have the French ultramarine here is because I'm gonna mix these two together, and you can get black from just mixing brown and blue. So let me get my palette knife. Hopefully I have it here. Okay, yeah, so you want to grab your palette knife. Once you have your palette too, you should be good. And mixing paints is a very calming stage. I do it a lot, and it just takes my mind away from everything. Just relax and mix paints together, and it's pretty meditative too. So once you have your ultramarine blue, it's just ultramarine blue, but they name it French ultramarine. It doesn't really matter. They're pretty much the same thing. And over here is the burnt umber. So you just take like a small amount of those two. Take a small amount, and always clean your palette knife before you mix the paints too, because if you get some smears of extra paint on there, then it's gonna appear when you mix them. So just take like a tiny amount right here, the brown and the blue. Alright, and you just take them together and you mix. And you should already start seeing it get a little bit darker. Alright, and while I'm painting, I guess I'm just gonna yap for a little bit. But I was on the phone with somebody the other day, and I'm trying to get some of my artwork displayed at one of their galleries. And she asked me, oh, like, tell me about your story. Tell me, like, why you started painting. And that question, I actually don't really get it that much, but I really like answering it. So I guess I'm just gonna share it right here. And I told her, oh, like, my story is that I've been painting for a really long time, but I've been on and off. Like, I have periods where I go like very deeply into painting, and I'll just like go for months, and then I'll just take a break. Like, I don't do any paintings for like a span of 3-4 months. So I had this really long period that was like between middle school and high school where I didn't do any painting at all. And my friend actually bought me a sketchbook because I told them briefly that I used to be into painting and art. So that was something that brought me back into painting. And then ever since they got me that sketchbook, I've just been painting nonstop. Alright, so here's the black that you can get from mixing brown and the blue. We're gonna go to like a lighter shade. No. Alright. So yeah, they bought me the sketchbook, and I just started doing it every single day, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that I really let this out of my life again. And I just fell back in love with painting again. And I just wanted to get better every single painting that I made. And I joined art class the next year because at our school we had to take an art class, and really my art teacher, she was such a motivation for me. She told me, wow, Jordan, you need to keep on doing this, you know. Like you can really do something with this. So that's what I did. And really I saw that people started getting motivated off the paintings that I was making and off the art that I was making. And really I noticed that the the thing that really motivates people is when you show them something. Yeah, I can tell somebody that like I can give them some words of motivation, but it's not really gonna like go past their mind. It's not really they're not really gonna feel it. The way that you're really gonna motivate somebody is by making them feel the passion behind you have some the passion behind when you do something. So I feel like painting is really just my voice that I can use to motivate people, and that's really the goal that I want. I want to motivate people to really just be creative, do what they love to do, and don't be afraid of what anybody says or what they think, and really just show people the possibilities of what can happen if you just follow your dreams. Okay, so over here, gonna make a dark brown. So this is like the shadows of black skin. Gonna mix your, oh, I didn't tell you. This is gonna be your burnt sienna, and you're also gonna mix the burnt umber. You can see that I grabbed it from over here. I'm gonna mix it. Hopefully you guys can see pretty well. But yeah, and then fast forward a few months later to my senior year of high school now, she told me that I should apply to get into a gallery. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm good enough to get into a gallery because galleries have like all these like top level people. And me, I'm just a person that goes on and off with their paintings. Like, I wasn't really that dedicated to it at the start. But she really showed me that I can do it if I just put my mind to it. So I was like, you know what, why not? Let me just give it a shot. And then I was really surprised, but I got into the gallery, and that was one of like top 10 moments of my life. I was super excited. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm really about to be in a gallery. It was a local gallery. It's nothing huge, but still, this was something that like meant a lot to me because I was in a pool of like thousands of people from all across the county, and they chose my work, and it was like one of 15. That just like really motivated me. I was like, wow, people actually like the stuff that I'm making. So I was like, okay, I guess. And I went to the gallery, and I met a lot of cool people over there. They even gave me like $300 just for getting in. So I guess that was a bonus. But the real value that I got from that whole thing was just like being in an environment with like-minded people, people that really care about art, people who are passionate about what they do, people who people who put a lot of work in just to get to where they are. And from there on, I just like accelerated twice as fast. All right, so this is a little bit lighter. Hopefully the camera can catch that. This is a little bit lighter of a brown. Now we're gonna go on to like a lighter section. Yeah, just being around like-minded people was really cool. And I actually noticed that my art started getting better. I don't know why that is, or if it was just like some internal motivation in me. But I was like, wow, I can do way more than I think I can. Okay, what should I use next? Let me take out this white. Let me take out the white and the yellow ochre. And when you're mixing skin color paints, you're gonna be using yellow ochre to lighten up your paints and just like a small amount of white. Because when you see light skinned people, they have like a yellow undertone, so that's the reason why. Alright, so now for brown skin, you're gonna take some of the burnt sienna, just a little bit of burnt umber right here. Gonna mix those a little bit more. Hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too much with my mixing. Over here. Let me see if that's gonna be too much yellow or not. And you can always adjust. That's why you want to use smaller amounts. Okay, I'm gonna need some more burnt sienna. Okay, that should be good. And really, if you want it to be lighter, you're just gonna take a little bit of the white. Just a tiny amount, not too much. Just a little bit of the white, and you mix it in with that right here. Alright, so those are some browns depending on whatever skin tone you want to make with it. Alright, let me put this on the sketchbook so you guys can really see. Grab that. Alright, right there, you can see. But this whole summer too, I've been consistent with painting. I set a whole 30-day challenge for myself while I was in school, right before the end of the school year, to paint and make reels every single day. And the challenge was kind of tough because I never did a 30-day period of making a new painting like every single day. And it really tested me because like I was tired. I was tired. Just imagine being at the end of the school year and you set a challenge for yourself to do something consistently for even like 2 weeks at a time. It's gonna be tough because you're already mentally drained from the year and now you're putting even more. But the challenge wasn't even like too tough for me because I've went on periods of like consistent painting, but not for this long. And I had to be really creative with the new ideas that I came up with. I made like paintings of, I made Frank Ocean, Tyler the Creator. I made like recreations of famous paintings just in my own style. And if you check my Instagram, you could probably see those paintings. But I already finished the challenge and it was kind of fun. Really, it just took my mind off of school and just gave me like a little bit of a break. And it really taught me consistency. And I've just been building on top of that. Because when I'm consistent, I feel like I'm like a ball rolling down a hill. And every single day that I stack on top, it just even more and even more and even more. Just keep on getting faster and faster and faster. And it gets easier to make stuff. Because when you're inconsistent with really anything, then you sort of fall off of that mindset. And really, the mindset is the thing that matters a lot. Once you develop that mindset of consistency, you're going to see a lot more things come into your life. All right, now let's make lighter skin. So we're going to start off with this yellow. We're going to take a little bit of the burnt sienna right here. Mix that. Take a little bit of that white. I hope that this video can help you out if you're struggling with coming up with color tones, because I was struggling with coming up with color tones, but my teacher really helped me out. She taught me all these things. he showed me how to really get it down. And once you practice this, then you're gonna notice patterns, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, if I want to get that specific color, if you see a photo and you see a color in there, then you can already imagine in your head what types of paints you have to mix to get it. And that's sort of what happened to me. Now I don't even need to look up how to make this color anymore. It's just in my head. And it's simple because you only need these 6, really 5 if you think about it. So this is like a light skin. There you go. That's like a lighter skin tone. And my sketchbook is gonna soak up some of the color, so that's why it looks a little bit flat. But if you paint on a canvas, then it should really look just like this. All right, let's get even lighter now. Move into white skin. And always clean off your palette knife and your brush. We're gonna use less and less of the burnt umber because that's really gonna darken up your tones. And if you want to create light skin or white skin, you're not gonna use much of it, just a tiny dot of it, just like that. Okay, and you're gonna use your yellow ochre. Yellow ochre, and now it should be like a brown, nice little brown tone. And now you're gonna add in your white. And add in some more white too. So now we're gonna start moving into like dark tan. Gonna need to squeeze some more white out just to get it a little bit lighter. Right there. But apart from painting too, this summer I've been consistent with working out. Some of you might know that I like to work out. I like to go run. Been back on my running grind. I've been falling off of it for like a little bit, but then I got back into it now. I feel like I'm on a good schedule. And I'm just trying to keep it up. I'm not trying to fall off of my good habits that I've set for myself. Because it's good to have good habits. You don't want to just be living on autopilot without any good habits. The red over here is going to warm it up just a tiny bit. You don't need a large amount because you can already see that it's really going to make a difference in it. And you add the red for the warm areas, such as like if you're painting cheeks or like areas with a lot of blood flow that are more red. So over here you have like dark tan skin. Just add a little bit more white so it's a little bit lighter. Right there. Yeah, I've been on my running grind. Yesterday I literally ran up a hill. It was so tough. I felt like I was about to pass out. I was going all out. I was like Ashton Hall when I was running up that hill. But it's all training. I was doing that stuff consistently in high school, bro. Every single day we had practice and we were doing like tough workouts. I'm talking like 400-meter repeats. Some of you guys might know what that feels like, but nothing humbles you more than doing 400-meter repeats. You might feel like you're the fastest person in the world, like nothing can take me down. Okay, over here is like the whiter skin. We're gonna go into like more pale skin. And I'm also gonna show you how to make like a yellowish skin. I think I should just do it from this color, more yellowish skin. But yeah, nothing humbles you more than doing those 400-meter repeats. That stuff really takes the life out of you. But it's good for you. It's good conditioning, and it really makes you a stronger runner. Because I ran the 400 as my main event in high school. I did some other sprints too. I really did every event. I did all the way from 100 to 800, but 400 was my main really focus. But I enjoy the 400. It's a fun race. I like the 4x4. I like that team aspect of the race. And we were really good at the 4x400 at my school. We we almost went, I think we no, we were undefeated for one season. We went undefeated, and it was lots of fun. When you're on a winning team, it's always fun. Come on, you can't even deny that. Right, this is more yellow skin. Let me add just a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. So you can really get like a yellow undertone for like if you're light skin and you have like a yellow tone to you. Let me make it just a little bit warmer too with the red. The red you really don't need a lot at all, just like the smallest amount. It's like a tiny bit. Let me see. Yeah. All right, there you go. That is gonna be your yellow tone. I'm gonna see it come out on the paper. Yeah, you see that. All right, now let's move into some even lighter skin than that. But also another thing with painting is that every single time I paint, I just feel so, I don't even know how to explain. I just feel so powerful within. It sounds crazy to say, but when I create a painting and I see like the work that I put in, I just like makes me want to scream in power. Like it's crazy to say, but that's the only way how I can explain it. Because I just put so much energy into it, and when I see like I created something that I can't even like believe it, it just feels so good to me. That's like the number one feeling I get whenever I create a painting and it like comes out exactly how I want. And I want you to feel that way too. I want you to feel good about the art that you make. So I'm just gonna be teaching teaching you guys how to really get good at what you do. And if you're really passionate about art too, then it's a it's good to really practice your skills and be proud of what you make. Because being proud of what you make is something that you should really deserve to feel. Let's make this even lighter. Okay. Okay, over here you're gonna have this white skin. I think I want to make it even lighter than this. This is similar to the previous one that I made. Let me add even more just to this section so I'm not wasting too much. Yeah, there you go. Let me just make it just a tiny bit warmer with the red. Just a tiny dot. Yeah. There you go. And let me add just a tiny bit more white to a section here so you really get those highlights. Those highlights in the skin where it's the lightest. This stuff is so calming. You don't even understand. And really, what nobody says about painting is that 70% of your time is just going to be mixing paint, trying to get the right color. I feel like nobody really says that about oil painting. But that is something that I noticed after I started. I was like, wow, I'm really spending most of my time just mixing paint. I thought I was gonna spend most of my time just painting, but most of the time it's just getting the right color. Over here, you're gonna get this right there. And get even lighter than that. Okay. Alright, and just for one more, let me just make a little bit lighter. I think we should have a pretty good range of skin tones right here. And just add one more. Just for like really, really white. Okay. I think that's the lightest skin gets. I could be wrong though. But depending on how light you want it, just add as much white as you want. Only thing that really matters at the start is getting that brown tone, and then from there on it's really just up to whatever you want to get. Alright, there you go. That should be pretty much a full range of skin tones that you can get. Just follow this very simple guide. You can always come back to it. You can skip to whatever part you need if you're painting, but this is what I've learned from my art class, and I just want to share it with you guys. So if you're having trouble painting skin tones or getting a specific color that you're not really sure how to get, or if you just want to save money on paints and only buy the essential ones that you need, this is really the only thing that you need. These 5 colors, maybe 6, if you really want to get dark colors such as black or really like dark skin. But that's gonna be it. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.